Thanks so much for coming to our first ever accessible strength and mobility class with Dr. Marcia. My name is Mika, and I am one of the co-directors at the San Francisco Disability Cultural Center. Before we dive in, a few access notes. If you'd like more personalized captions from stream text, you can access them at dcc.page/captions, and we're putting that in the chat as well. And we will be using the chat for this event. If this poses a hurdle for you, you can go to video settings, select accessibility, and then unclick the boxes for public in meeting chat has been received. We will be reading key points in the chat throughout the program to bring that conversation in if it's unavailable to you. And for tech support, you can message Emily Badix through the chat or email access@disabilityculturalcenter.org. To see everyone who's speaking, you can go from to the view setting at the upper right corner and select multi-speaker view. All right, I think that's it for now. Let's get the class started. Dr. Marcia, I'll turn it over to you. Thanks so much.
Perfect. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello, welcome. If you're just waking up, taking a lunch, thanks for joining us. I do want to just go over the vibes, the flow of the class, so we all know what to expect and how to follow along. So I'm Dr. Marcia, your friendly neighborhood physical therapist, certified yoga teacher, and author of Movement for Everybody. Today we are going to do kind of two classes at the same time. I'm sitting in a chair. You could be sitting on a bed. You could be sitting on your couch. As long as you've got room around to move your arms and it's sturdy, goes without saying, you should be fine. But you can also be laying on your back or reclined. And that's the same. That could be bed, couch, or that could be on the floor. As long as you've got room to move your arms and legs around a little bit, should be fine. The next thing is you have options for added resistance. So you can hold light dumbbells or kettlebells. If you know you are super sturdy and you're ready to lift something heavier, you want to go higher than 10 pounds, go for it. But I would assume we're going to probably work with like a 1 pound, 3 pound, 5 pound kind of hand weight. So if you don't have hand weights, you can also do can of beans, filled water bottle, or if you don't want to grasp a weight, ankle weights. So ankle weights can be Velcroed onto your arm or your leg. We also have bands. We can have a small circle loop band, and that could go around wherever it fits, wherever's comfortable, or you might have a long skinny band. Keeping in mind that if you hold things closer, that's more resistance than further apart. If you hold just one piece of the long band, that's going to be less resistance than holding two pieces of the long band. And so if you have everything, bring everything, go for it. If you're not comfortable with how to use something, it is okay to decide in the middle of a movement that it's not working and drop it. This is being recorded. So if you're finding it hard to follow along or figure out what's comfortable, you can always come back to this and do it again. Or if today is a low energy day and you were like, I really would have loved to see what that felt like if it was heavy, you could come back to it and do it differently. So this is a no pressure zone. So I will be demonstrating talking through the sitting and the floor. I'm going to call it supine. That's the medical term for being on your back. It's just easier for me to remember. So I'm going to demonstrate and talk through the sitting version and the supine version, and then we do it together. Okay. Take breaks whenever you want. Drink your water whenever you want. Do things differently however you want. But we're going to go through together a warm up, some working sets, and then we're going to cool down with a stretch. So let's get started. Go ahead and get comfortable. If you are sitting, make sure your feet are steady on the ground. If you are laying down, make sure you're nice and comfortable. You have room to breathe. Adjust your body parts wherever you have to. Fix your pants if it's cutting into your belly, because we want to be comfortable. So we're going to start out with some breath work. Whether you're sitting or supine, we're going to take big belly breaths and then breathe out. So let's go ahead and do that together. Take a big belly breath and then breathe out. Make it obnoxious. Big belly breath and out. Maybe you stretch and wiggle with it if you got some wiggles in your body. Big belly breath in and breathe out. All right, take a moment if you got some wiggles. If you feel like you have a crick in your neck, if you feel like you need to twist a little bit, whatever you've got, because we're going to lock in a second. Get all those wiggles out. All right. Next up, we're going to do neck circles or turns. So if you're sitting, you will have the space to tip your head backwards if you're doing a circle with your head, if that feels good. If you are laying down, sorry. If you are laying down, then your options would be turning your head left to right, or tipping your head, trying to meet your ear to either shoulder. All right, so figure out what you want to do. I'm going to fix my hair so my headphone doesn't pop out again. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with neck circles or neck turns, whichever option you choose. And since everyone might be doing something differently, we're going to count it by breath. That's one. I'm going to count 5 breaths. That's 2. That's 3. If you're doing full circles or half circles, change directions. That's 4. That's 5. Nicely done. Up next, shoulder rolls. If you are sitting, you could have the space to roll your shoulders back. You can rock with it. You can do one and then the other, or you can opt for shrugging the shoulder and lowering it down, or you can opt for swimming the arms straight out, or maybe bent arms and swinging them around. If you are supine, you're not going to have that space to go backwards, but you can glide your shoulder across the surface with arms straight or bent or hanging out, right? You could still move the shoulder without moving your arms. All righty, so pick your poison. We're going to do 5, and I will count my breaths. Let's start moving, warming up. Everything is slow and controlled. That's 1 breath. And maybe you change your mind in the middle and decide to put your hands differently. That's cool. 2. 3. If you're doing circles, switch directions. 4. 1 more breath. 5. Nicely done. Up next, we're going to do cat and cow. Sitting versions, your hands could be on your lap. Your hands could be relaxed, hanging at your side. Your hands could be on your hips. Your hands could be hugging yourself, giving yourself a little hug. It is Valentine's Day week after all. Or your hands could be behind your back. And either way, and I'm turning to the side, you don't have to. This is just for demonstration. Either way, whatever you're doing, the idea is that we're arching and we're curling. And you do not have to move as much as I do. Whatever you get is great. If you are laying down supine, you can still get that arch action, pulling away from the floor and then pushing into the floor. And you could add an arm lift and lower if you'd like. Or your arms could be relaxed at your side. They could be open. They could be hugging yourself, whatever you'd like. So pick your poison. Let's do our cat and cows. We ready? All right, breathing in, arch. And if you're sitting, you're welcome to look up if it feels good. Exhale, that's 1. Breathing in, arch. Exhale, curl your spine, looking downwards towards your belly button. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, curl, bring your chin down to your chest if it's comfortable. 2 more times. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curl. 1 more time. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curl. Sensational. Let's finish off with some wrist circles. So that can be palm down, make a fist, and make circles. Palm up, make a fist, and do circles. Or maybe you don't make a fist at all, and maybe you just move the wrist side to side, up and down, if circles are uncomfortable. All righty, so pick your option, and let's go ahead and do a couple of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Maybe shake the hands out if that feels like a good idea. Our last warm up will be squeezing the hands. So you will open the hands, squeeze them open like somebody's peeling an orange, and then you will curl your fingers into a fist. If you can't get into the full positions, that's okay. Just get the main idea of it. So let's do 3 of those. Sometimes hand muscles could get crampy. We're not going to do 5. So curl, peel them open, and then curl them close, squeeze, 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 squeeze. That's 1. 1 more time. Peel them open. 2 more times. I could count. I'm a doctor. Curl them closed. 1 more time, for real. Peel, peel, peel them open. And curl them closed. All righty. Shake it out if you need to. And we're going to get started on our working sets. So I'm going to talk you through all of the different resistance options, and I'm going to choose ankle weights. So I'm going to put my ankle weights around my wrist where it's comfortable for me. I don't feel like hanging on to something because my thumb hurts today. All righty. The first thing we're going to do is rows. If you are sitting, hands can be on your lap as you squeeze your shoulders back and together. I'm turning to the side for demonstration. You don't have to move. So this is not like the cat and cow where you arch your back. I'm squeezing and my spine is still relatively straight, sturdy, and solid. So hands on the lap as you squeeze back, or hands in the air and pulling back, And the elbows can be tucked into your side or up in the air. If you have a band, you can hold the band for the arms up option. If you are supine on your back, you still have the same options, but your hands could be relaxed down at your side as you squeeze back, pressing into the ground or your bed. Or you could go for arms up, pulling down, then squeeze. And again, the elbows could be out or in towards your side when you pull down. If you want to get extra spicy for the supine folks, when you come up with your arms, I'm turning for demo, you can lift your shoulder up from the ground and then come back down for the row. So you got an extra motion you could train from your position. Alrighty, we're gonna do 5 of those and take our time. Slower is harder. So pick your position, and if it feels good, remember you could change your mind. If it doesn't feel good, you can also change your mind. So let's get started. Breathing in, starting position, breathing out, exhale, squeeze. We're gonna hang out for a second, then relax. That's 1. Breathing in, get your arms ready. Exhale, squeeze. That's 2. Breathing in, arms ready, breathing out, squeeze. That's 3. Breathing in, arms at the ready, breathing out, squeeze. One more time. Reset, breathe out, squeeze. All right, wherever you are, relax for a second. And we're gonna hit another round. All right, let's go for it. Get yourself ready. Nice breath in, get your arms ready. And we're doing it. Pull and squeeze. That's 1. Breathe in, reset, exhale, pull, row that boat, and squeeze. That's 2. Breathing in, reset, pull, squeeze. That's 3. Breathing in, reset, pull, squeeze. That's 4. Last one. Breathing in, exhale, pull and squeeze. Relax. Take a little break. Take a little break. And guess what? We're going to do it again. So if at this point you're feeling like that wasn't that bad and you weren't using any resistance, maybe on this set you can add resistance. If at this point you're like, that was good enough for me, you don't have to do the 3rd set. Go drink some water. It's fine. All righty. Break's over. If you're joining me, let's do it. Get your arms ready. Breathing in. Exhale, squeeze. We hold a sec. Then we breathe in. Reset. Breathing out. Squeeze. Breathing in. Reset. This is number 3. Breathing out. Squeeze. Breathing in. Reset. This is number 4. Breathe out, squeeze. One more time. Breathe in, reset, squeeze, and relax. Nicely done. While you relax, I'll talk you through the next one. We're going to hit the triceps. That's the back of your upper arm. The sitting version, you can lean forward and do arms down at your side, and then lift them up a little bit higher. And then from here, you bend at the elbow. So that's one option for sitting. Your other option for sitting is you can lift the arm up overhead if it feels good, and then you bend at the elbow, almost like you want to scratch the back of your neck. If you are laying down, I'm turning for demo, then your option is, this is the floor or whatever, your arm is straight and you bend like you want to touch the side of your head or your forehead, and you come back up. Your other option of holding the arm up is not for you. Rest your arm across your chest and then lift just your forearm off your chest. So bend and straighten from your chest instead of holding the arm up unsupported the whole time. All right. If you're using a band, this one is not really going to work out. The handheld weights and the ankle weights can add good resistance for this one. You want it at your wrist or in your hands. All righty. So let's go for it. Pick your arm placement. I'm going to go with the lean forward, arms at my side. Breathing in, bend your elbows, straighten them. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And again, bend your elbow, straighten them. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And again, bend your elbows, straighten them. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And one more time, bend your elbows, straighten them. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax. Take a breath. All righty. Let's go for round 2. Get into your starting position. Pick your poison. Wherever that is, bend your elbows. Breathe in. Straighten them. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And bend your elbows. Straighten them. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Bend your elbows. Straighten them. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Bend your elbows. Straighten them. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Last one. Bend your elbows and straighten. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Relax. All right. We've got one more set. So same thing as last time. If you're feeling like I'm good here, then you're good. If you're feeling like I'd like to ramp it up, go for it. If you feel like I'm going to join you and keep it the same, I don't care. Do whatever you want. All right, last set if you're joining me. Get into your position. I think I'm going to go for the overhead for the last one. Bend the elbow. Exhale, straighten. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Bend the elbow. Straighten. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Bend the elbow. Straighten it. Squeeze it, squeeze it. Bend the elbow. Straighten it. Big squeeze. One more time. Bend the elbow. And straighten it. Nicely done. Relax. Okay, I'm personally over the ankle weights. I'm taking them off. While you take your break, I'm going to explain the next one. So maybe you grab some water. Maybe you pant, or maybe you're fine. Good for you. The next one we're going to do, if you are sitting, we're going to do a chair pose hold. So that could look like legs apart. That could look like legs together, knees squeezing together, thighs squeezing together, and pushing into the ground and squeezing your butt. Lots of squeezes. So that's the lower half. The top half can be relaxed, arms at your side, arms on your lap, or you can squeeze and engage that top half the same way we were doing those scapular rows. You could also raise the arms overhead or straight ahead if you'd like. Now we're holding the pose and we're squeezing a lot of things, but we're not holding our breath. So we got to be able to do all of that at the same time and breathe. If that is too much to deal with, squeeze your butt. and don't worry about the rest. Okay, if you are supine on your back, you're gonna do a bridge pose. So this is the floor or whatever, you're going to breathe and push into the ground, flatten your spine, your back against the ground, and then scoop and lift your butt in the air. Your legs might be hip width apart or a little closer. Your feet will be flat on the floor, and maybe you get some air time. Maybe there's space between the ground and your butt. Maybe there's not. Maybe you get way up high. Whatever you get is fine. The arms can be relaxed at your side, or you can push into the ground. Up to you. If that's too much to deal with, squeeze your butt. So we're going to do 3 rounds of those, and we're going to hold it for 5 seconds. All righty? So try out your position, get ready. Big breath in. And we're squeezing, maybe just our butts. Maybe we're sitting in our chair pose, pushing into the ground. Maybe we're bridging, lifting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. If you are sitting and you're opting for arm motions, you're welcome to hold weights or bands. If you are supine on your back, you could hold the band with your hand across your hips or hold your handheld weights on top of your thighs. All right, round 2. Breathing in and out. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. We got another round to go. Keynote, by the way, bonus points if you come out of the position with control. You don't just, and you don't just fall out of the bridge, okay? So last round, if you can, let's try to get those bonus points and come out of it slowly. Here we go. Get into your position, breathe in, breathe out. We're squeezing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and gently releasing. There we go, bonus points. I love that for us. All righty, breathe, take your pause, and I will explain the next one. We're gonna do dead bugs. So if you're sitting, a dead bug can look like lifting one leg in the air and holding it. It could look like lifting one leg in the air and the other opposite arm up in the air. Or you can lift one leg in the air and take the opposite arm, place it on top of that lifted leg, and you push into it. All righty? And if you're a visual learner from the side, that could look like this or this. And if you don't get much lift, that's okay, as long as you are envisioning that your ab muscles are squeezing to pull your leg up and pull your arm down. To make that tougher, you can add the ankle weights to your leg, or if it's comfortable, you can squeeze a handheld weight behind your knee as you lift. If you have the band, you could put the band around your knees. That's sitting. If you are on your back, so your feet will be down here, if this is the floor, it could look like a little bit of a lift from your foot. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Your feet are on the floor. The dead bug could be lifting your feet a little bit off the ground or all the way up from the ground so that your shin is parallel to the floor. And we'll keep bent knees for this one. So those are your options for leg. The arm in laying down could be starting straight overhead from the floor and reaching up towards the ceiling. Or you can reach for that opposite leg, push into it. Okay? This is our finisher move, and then we'll cool down. So decide what you think you're gonna do. Get comfortable. And let's go for it. So for this one, we are going to move slow and do one side, then the other side, pause. That's how this one's gonna go. Alrighty, so let's start with, if coordination's not your strong suit, here we go. We're gonna start with right leg, left arm. Alrighty, get ready, breathing in, breathing out. Lift that right leg or envision that you're pulling that right leg, and maybe you're doing something with the left arm, whether that's reaching across or up. Exhale and lower it. Now left leg, right arm. Breathe in, exhale, lift or envision pulling that leg up. Maybe you're doing something with the right arm. And relax, take a breath. Nicely done. Round two, let's go for it. Breathing in, exhale, lift that right leg up. Reach that left arm if you'd like, whether it's up or forward or for that leg. And relax. Breathing in, left leg. Pull that left leg up. Maybe the right arm is reaching up, forward, or for that leg. Drop it down. Okay, one more round. We got it. Breathing in. Exhale, pull, lift that right leg up. Well, what are we doing with the left arm? Up to you. And relax. Breathing in. Exhale, pull that left leg up. Maybe we're doing something with the right arm. Up to you. And relax. Nicely done. Get your wiggles out. Nicely done. All righty. Now, let's do bonus round if you're interested. If you're sitting, it might be hard to do both at the same time. You might need to hang on to your surface to lift both legs at the same time off the ground. That's okay. If you are on the floor, your feet are on the floor, right? See if you can lift both legs, get your heel off the floor, or maybe you lift both legs so high that your shin is perpendicular to the ground and the arms can reach forward. This is the bonus optional dead bug round, the full hold. And we're gonna hold it for 5 seconds. So if you wanna give it a try with me. Breathing in, breathing out, pull both legs up somewhere. And the arms are doing whatever you're comfortable with for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently lower it down. Nicely done. All right, we're ready to cool off. You can sit however you'd like to sit, lay however you'd like to lay. Let's do a lion's breath. I don't know if you're a little out of breath like me, but lion's breath is good for getting some heat out. So we're gonna breathe in through the nose, big belly breath in, and then exhale, stick your tongue out. You're gonna look silly. Get the hot air out. All right, give it a try. Breathing in and out. Again, in and out. Again, in and out. If you're feeling good, 2 more times. In and out. Maybe you want to move around a little bit. In and out. All right. Let's do some pigeon pose to close out. Our legs are nice and warm. It's the perfect time to stretch because we need strength and we need length in our muscles. So pigeon pose in sitting. We'll do the right leg first. So it could look like bringing your right foot to your left foot and letting your knee fall out. That could be good enough. Or if you have a block or a step stool or something, you can put your foot on that and get a little higher. Or you can get your foot, well, your ankle rather, and put it on your thigh. What you do from here is up to you. If this is enough, this is enough. You could also lean forward. If you're laying down, it looks about the same. Your feet will be flat on the floor. You can just let the knee fall out to the side. Or you can try and put the ankle on top of your thigh. If that feels good, you can stay there. You can opt to push the knee out with your hand gently or pull it in towards your chest. All righty. So play around with it for a second. Find a position that is comfortable. I think I'll go with this one and a little hug. And we're gonna hang out for a whole 30 seconds. So make sure it is comfy cozy and you're not straining anything, because this is a super chill stretch. You are already halfway there. Five, four, three, two, one. Nice. Let's switch sides. Play around with where you'd like to take it. You might find that one side is more flexible than the other. So I do want to caution you, when you're working on your own time, give the less flexible side a little more love. Sometimes we just pretend it doesn't exist and do whatever we can with the flexy side. That's not nice. If you have a stiff side, give it some extra love. All right, get in your position, 30 seconds, starting now-ish. Five, four, three, two, one. Coming out of it, take your time. Next, we'll do a hamstring stretch. So if you are sitting, you're gonna straighten one leg and pull your toes towards your nose, and that might be good enough. You can also lean forward a bit to get more stretch in your hamstring. Rest your hands on your thigh. If you want to get lower and you have blocks, you can rest your hands on the blocks. If you're feeling like you need even more, you could come down to the floor. As long as you can get back up, because I'm not at your house, I can't help you up. Please be safe. If you are laying down, your feet are on the floor, you can hold behind your thigh so that it's up in the air and try to kick and straighten your leg. And that's how you get the hamstring stretch. And you are still going to try and pull your toes towards your nose and flex your foot. Alrighty, so let's find our position. Get into the stretch, 30 seconds. Halfway there. Five, four, three, two, one. Coming up. Get the other side ready. And go for it. Left hamstring stretch, 30 seconds. Halfway there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Okay, we're gonna do a spinal twist next. This one we won't hold as long. If you're sitting, that could look like turning towards your right and maybe your hands stay the same spot. Your arms don't move. Or you can do left arm to the outside of right leg, right arm behind you. You're not trying to crank and pull yourself, but they make good anchor points. If you're laying down, you're going to use your legs for the twist. So knees together, and then you're going to let them fall to the left. If they don't quite reach the floor and you're feeling uncomfortable, put a pillow or something there so it's not just hanging in the air. All righty, big breath in. And if you're sitting, twist your upper body to the right. If you're supine, knees together and to the left. Sitting option, you can also cross a leg if it feels good. Up to you. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come out of it. Then we'll do the other side. Breathing in. If you're sitting, twist your body towards the left. Maybe your arms, hands move, maybe they don't. If you're laying down, knees together and to the right. Your arms could do whatever, it doesn't really matter. Whatever feels good. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming out of it, take your time, nice and easy. And let's do some neck stretches to close out. Alrighty, so if you're sitting, we're gonna do right arm is relaxed into the side, left arm towards the ear. You can also anchor your right arm by holding onto the chair or whatever you're on, and gently place your left arm on the side of your head. You do not need to pull. Gravity is that girl. She will do the work. If you're laying down, you don't really have that gravity option, but you can still pull your left ear towards your left shoulder and use that same left arm to get a deeper stretch. If you feel like your right arm can't get anchored, you could put it under your butt. Alrighty, so get into whatever position feels good. We're gonna go back to 30-second holds. And in an ideal world, your head is not rotating or turning. So we're getting just the side trap inside of our neck. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up nice and slow. Other side, right ear to right shoulder. Left arm can be relaxed or actively anchoring on something. If you're using your right arm, make sure it is gentle. You're not tugging and pulling. We're about halfway there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming out nice and slow. Excuse me. Let's do a deep neck stretch. So if you're sitting, you're going to bring your chin to your chest as close as you can, and that could be good enough. That might be enough to feel a stretch in the back of your neck. If you want a little more, you can interlace the fingers and place it again gently behind your head because the weight of your arms will do it with gravity. You don't have to interlace your fingers, actually, if that's weird for you. That's just how I like to do it. And you can hold it that way, elbows down. Now, if you are laying down, the floor is here. You can try and do that chin to chest, arms behind head. But if that feels too active for you and it feels more like an exercise than a stretch, then we're going to skip that version and instead stretch the rotation. So we did the sideways, we could stretch head to the right, trying to bring your chin, turn your head so that your chin is in line with your right shoulder. Alrighty, so let's go for it. And if you're doing the rotation, I'll let you know when to switch sides. Get into your deep neck stretch. Or other option, turning the head to the right. If you're doing neck rotation, go ahead and turn your head to the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And done. You can do whatever last minute stretches you feel like your body needs for about another minute. Or maybe you're just laying there, checking in with your body. That's cool too. You got about 30 more seconds of free wiggles and stretches. All right, wherever you are, take a big breath with me. And maybe you squeeze and stretch like it's the first of the morning. And then you relax, big exhale. All righty, so we've got some time left. Well, I wanted to leave a buffer before Mika comes back to close us out. If anybody had any questions, which you can chat or speak. Up to you. I'm going to drink my water in the meantime.
So far, we've just been having a lot of energy in the chat. People really happy to be here, really grateful for this space. So much gratitude. This has been great. I had no idea I could do so much movement sitting. Thinking of going out to get a resistance band later today, smiley face. A question of where can we find you if we have group classes or one-on-one sessions. So if you, Dr. Marcia, if you want to drop any links in the chat, feel free to do so.
Sure, let me come closer. So I do pop-up classes like this one, but I don't have any one-on-one sessions or anything. But if you're a fan of recordings, I've got tons of videos on YouTube. So I will drop the YouTube. And there's playlists for tutorials, and also the follow-alongs are organized by position.
And we have a request if there's an example of a gentle hip stretch that'd be helpful to have a gentle hip stretch.
Which part of the hip? Front, back, side, butt, groin?
see. Front.
Okay, if we're sitting, you can drop your knee down. If that makes you really unsteady, hold something. If that doesn't work, then fill the space if your knee is hanging in the air so that you're grounded. So you are in essentially doing a couch stretch from sitting instead. If you're laying down, you can lay on your side and then drop the knee back behind you. Laying down is a little tougher for the stretch. You can also do it on hands and knees. So whatever you can get, essentially think of this position. Legs in the opposite direction. I don't have to do a full split. If I'm really tight, I'm really tight. This is stretching enough. But you could take it a little further if that's not enough of a stretch.
Thank you. So many comments. I'm trying to keep up here. Lots of gratitude.
No pressure.
Um, let's see. There's a question if you take Medi-Cal for PT.
I'm not in California, if that's a California reference. I'm in Virginia.
Yes.
Okay.
Where someone says, as someone who has been subjected to a lot of PT and rehab in my life, I want to just say I normally don't compare stuff, but damn, that blew every session I've ever been out of the water in the best way. So thank you. And
Thank you for sharing.
a lot of gratitude here. People shouting out your podcast and Instagram. Um,
And if you're not a video or auditory person, the book also has exercises in it. Like if you just want to look at the picture, copy it, or just read what to do, that's also an option. Don't mind. She's nosy.
well, I think I won't be able to read all of the gratitudes. Oh, puppy in the comments, but if no one has any final questions, we'll wrap up. So again, thank you, Dr. Marcia. I hope all of you enjoyed yourselves and got out as much out of this class as I did. You'll all receive a survey via email, and we'll also drop the survey link in the chat now. And because this is the first event of its kind, it would be super helpful to hear your feedback if you could fill it out. We have a bunch of upcoming events, including a pleasure chat this Friday, adults only, and a micro writers retreat for queer writers next week. And we're dropping our link tree in the chat. It's dcc.page/links where you can sign up for classes and follow us. Today's program was presented to you by the San Francisco Disability Cultural Center, a collaboration led by LC and Lily Cox, Haven of Hope, with support from the Paul K. Longmore Institute on Disability, at San Francisco State University. Financial contributions from the City of San Francisco's Human Services Agency's Department of Disability and Aging Services make the DCC possible. Thanks so much to our Access team. Thanks again, Dr. Marcia, and thanks to you all for spending this Wednesday morning with us. We hope to see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your week.